Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Sonder Social. I am Malika for those of you who have never had a social with me before. I know there's a lot of familiar folks for in the chat. I definitely see some names I recognize, but if you are new, welcome, welcome. So excited to have you here. If you are new, go ahead and shout yourselves out in the chat. Just say, I'm new, so everyone can give you a warm welcome. And for those of you returning, welcome back. I am dialing in from sunny San Francisco. It's been a very sunny day. So it feels like summer in the fall months out here. So it's a really exciting time. But I just want to make sure before we get started, I'm also joined by the fabulous Maya. She will be popping in the chat, answering any questions you might have. The social goes by pretty quickly because these weekly pages, there's a lot of sections, there's a lot of examples. It's very like inspirational to like maybe switch it up, or maybe you just need some time to carve it out like your weekly setup. This is that type of social for you. So the chat has a ton of ideas as well. So keep tabs in the chat. Speaking of, make sure to set your chat to everyone. Just do a quick check, make sure that blue toggle is on everyone. Sometimes it's on hosts and panelists. So I just want to make sure that everyone can see your lovely just chats as you enter in. All right. So with that, we will now walk through some of the community guidelines before we get started. So just as a reminder, be kind and courteous to yourself and others. No promotions or spam. Respect everyone's privacy. No hate speech or bullying. Any product and accessory questions or customer care inquiries should be sent to hello@silkensonder.com. And just remember, these socials are really a way to help elevate your journey with the journals and make sure that like we all get to connect with each other. And especially these socials, I feel like they're so great in terms of making sure you feel prepared for your week. I know there's always a little bit of anxiety as we move into each week, but doing that prep work, spending this hour with yourself will really do wonders in your day to day for the weekdays. So, with that, let's start by talking about this month's theme of freedom. I love just this theme. I feel like it's such a fun theme for August. It's definitely something that I feel like I try to embrace, especially given I have gone through pretty crazy, unexpected life events this year in comparison to most of my life. So, giving myself that freedom to really explore, to really let go of whatever is dragging me down, making sure I can feel like I can play a little bit more, and also freedom of my life and my choices. So I definitely love this month's theme, and we'll explore a little bit of freedom with our intro activity. So for the agenda, this for this social, we're gonna start off with the freedom mind map, then we'll move into rosebud thorn, and then we'll set up our weekly pages. So for the freedom mind map, this is an activity that we do for each weekly setup. So if you have gone to the other weekly setups of the August month, find that mind map and we're gonna add to it. We're focusing on the last week of this month. And if you haven't started it, that's totally fine. You can start your mind map in this social, and you can always revisit those other sections later on if you feel so inclined, or you can just focus on this month's emphasis. So we focus on a different domain for the each week of freedom. And so we'll kind of walk through one of those areas together shortly. And then we'll move into our rosebud thorn, and then we'll do the weekly setup. So for this week, we are going to talk about intellectual freedom. So consider a topic or idea that you are passionate about, but feel limited in exploring or expressing due to external pressures or self doubt? What fears or barriers are holding you back? How can you create a space where you can explore and share your thoughts without fear of judgment? I kind of reflected on kind of what my intellectual freedom is, and I think my intellectual freedom is really focusing on my interviews in tech and just being able to showcase my intellectual abilities and feeling like I have the freedom to do so. And then I also feel like in terms of expanding my intellect, I want to really get a better sense of interior design as a potential career path for myself. And I am excited for the current projects I'm a part of. I'm working with an interior design firm. I'm learning a lot about the business. I'm getting a lot of hands-on knowledge, and so it's been a really fun journey to just really learn about something new and something that I feel really excited and passionate about. So that is kind of how I've been exploring intellectual freedom. But I will give you all some time to kind of think about what that is for you and what that idea or that topic is that's really kind of igniting your curiosity to learn more, to pick up a book and read about it, or to go on Google and search a little bit more about something that you're excited to learn more of. I'll give you all some time and we'll regroup in a sec. All right, we will now move on to our rosebud thorn. Thank you all for sharing kind of your intellectual freedom and what you're exploring. It's never too late to figure out kind of what inspires you. And as we grow and evolve, so do our interests. And I think it's important to remember that it's okay to pivot once in a while. And even if you don't explore it as a potential career, it's still important to keep that curiosity alive. So thank you. Okay. So now we'll move on to Rosebud Thorn. So for this week's Rosebud Thorn, it will be on page 50 of your August journals. So go ahead and flip to page 50. And then my rosebud thorn for this week, just as a reminder, a rose is something that's going well, something you're grateful for. Your bud is the new and emerging opportunity or something new on the horizon. A thorn, a challenge, or something that you've been struggling with. So let's see. I feel like my rose is I feel like I have the mental space to really choose how to spend my day every day, which is again very leaning into the month of freedom. I feel like it's very nice and it's kind of nice to slow down once in a while in life. So I really enjoy that. A bud is I am really excited about having the opportunity to interview for one of my dream jobs. So I feel like hopefully it goes well, but all I can do is my best. And then my thorn is I feel like I am very emotionally drained lately, in terms of just a lot of emotions and dealing with, a lot of mixed feelings, with my past. So I feel like it's just something that definitely overwhelms me because I am a very emotional person. So, yeah, so I feel like that's been tough to navigate a little bit, but, it's also, some days are easier than others, and with each day, it'll get a little bit easier. So, with that, I'll give you all some time to reflect on your rosebud thorn, and, we'll regroup in a few minutes. All right. Thank you all for reflecting on your rosebud thorn. I think it's like such a good way to move into the new week. So you kind of can take inventory of what's maybe not going well, what's going well, and kind of formulate your and structure your intentions, your goals, your to-dos, your habits to hopefully make that thorn a little less challenging. So thank you all for spending that time in thinking about your rosebud thorn. We will now move on to our weekly planner. So go ahead and flip that page to page 52. And for this section, think about how you want to feel. So it can be a word, it can be a phrase, and think about what that word is for you. So here are some example words if you want to take inspiration. But once you find that word, write it down and write it in the chat. I would love to see what word you choose, and think about kind of what that is for you. So let's see. Ooh, carrying over my main character energy from last week. I love it. Hopeful, strong, connected, calm, happy, healthy, focused, forward thinking, coherent, making progress, grounded, tranquil, in charge, healthier, self-confident, adventure, compassion, comfy, calm. These are incredible words, incredible intentions. Go with the flow, enjoyment. These are all really, really powerful. So take all of this in mind and think about kind of how you want to feel. And now that you've written it down, just keep looking at that. I invite you to like just look at that every single day this week, at least once a day, and just take inventory, like how can I make sure I'm feeling this way? Um, all right, so now we'll move on to the weekly major three goals. So for this section, you can set it up very like any way you'd like to. It can be any three goals that you might have. It could map to your intention of the week. So if you said you wanted to feel optimistic, what are three things you can do? Three goals you can have that will help you feel optimistic. So think about kind of what those goals are for you. You can also maybe repurpose a section for like your routine, or maybe you have some, health, like mind, body, spirit. Like you can kind of any three goals, any three things that you want to do. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can repurpose a section. So I'll give you all some time to write out your three goals, and then we'll move on to to-dos very shortly. All right. Now that we've kind of mapped out what our goals are, we'll now move on to the next section, which is the to-do section. So I'll walk through a few different ways you can set this up. Of course, it could be a list, a bulleted list of your action items, your to-dos for the week. But if you want to switch up your format, I invite you to do so. And I'll walk you through a few different ways, different ideas. So, one of them is this Eisenhower matrix, which helps you decide what's urgent and what's important, and helps you decide what you need to do, decide, delegate, or delete. And if you think about kind of what your to-dos are, it really kind of focuses on that upper left box and then maybe some decisions you need to make. Is there anybody that can help, that can support you on things, but you don't necessarily need to actually do them? That would be like your delegate, that thing you can delegate. And then your delete. What distractions can you remove to make sure that you feel like you're on track with your to-dos. So that's a great way to do it. You can also see on the right, there's a physical, mental, and emotional, just like to do, like three things that they want to do for each of their health areas. So physical health, mental health, and emotional health. So you can do that. And then here are some other examples that I love. I love this format at the top in the middle where they kind of made it like they did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it was a little bit more of like a fun shape. So that's a cool way to repurpose it. There's this concept of the need, want, hope to-do list. So what do you need to do? What do you want to do? And what do you wish for? So maybe it's like also kind of tapping into what dreams you have and making sure that's also a priority and front and center. So you can definitely use that format. You can also use repurpose this into like a to-do bingo board. So maybe you want to kind of focus on having some fun with it and crossing it out with a marker or putting a sticker over it. So definitely feel free to change up the format. Or you can just you can categorize it. So I like this example on the bottom right where they said, okay, these are my to-dos for myself, these are to-dos for my home, and these are to-dos for my work. So definitely love all these options. I like the not to-do list as well, things not to do. We always focus on what we need to do, but what about what we shouldn't do? That's also a good way to make sure we're on track with what we need to get done. So, those are a few different ways, and then I'll give you some time to fill out your to do list, and then we'll regroup for the habit and activity section next. right. Well, thank you for setting up your to-do list. We will now move on to the habit and activity section. So all right. So we will now move on to the section. I love this section. I think it's such a good way for me to feel like I'm actually sticking to some of the habits I want to stick to for the week because I look at the section pretty often. And I like to fill out the bubbles. So for this section, you can really structure it however you'd like to. So I know for folks who fill out their monthly habit tracker, if you feel like you want to kind of track those habits and also keep them here, and then you can like use this as like your daily thing that you look at and then go to the monthly tracker. You could do it that way, but you could also just change it up and use completely different habits for this section. I feel like I like to change up my weekly habits week to week. So it's really dependent on like what is a priority. So for my habits, they tend to be kind of wellness focused, health focused, making sure I am getting enough rest, making sure that I am sticking to kind of my routine. I have like a little bit of a night routine, making sure I'm kind of sticking to those goals that I have in mind. So you can definitely set it up however you'd like. You can see an example at the top is kind of like a nighttime routine. So just making sure that they are kind of writing out those steps. And then you can also see this example. I love this example in the middle where it has actual metrics that they're tracking their weight and then they're color coding it based on their fluctuations. If it went up or if it went down or if it stayed the same. They're tracking their fruit and veggie intake. They are tracking their alcohol intake. So I feel like this is a really great way to kind of repurpose those dots as well because I typically just cross them off. So I never thought to like think about putting in the actual measurement or color coding it. So I think that's a very fun and unique way of doing it. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this habit and activity section. And then also just a reminder, you can also set up your goal. A lot of times I don't put the goal in and I just kind of let it be. But if you feel like you really want to stick to like a goal, put that number down there and just remember that if you don't fill out every single bubble, that's completely okay. And we're all human and life is unpredictable. So just remember that to give yourselves grace as you go through your week and don't feel like you're a failure or don't feel like you're not doing good enough if you don't fill out every dot on this page. So just a gentle reminder to be gentle with ourselves. So I'll give you all some time to write out your habit and activities and share with us in the chat what's like one of your favorite habits that you're excited to kind of set your intention for this week and are excited to kind of make a priority. I would love to see those habits because I get really inspired by what you guys write down. All right. Thank you for writing out your habits and the things that you're going to track this week. We will now move on to the next page on page 53. And we will walk through each of these sections. Just a heads up, a lot of these sections get repurposed. So I'm going to walk through a few different ways. Of course, you can use it for its intended purpose, but you're also welcome to repurpose it to best serve you. So, of course, you can use this as a meal planner, but here are some other ways you can use it. I'll also walk through some examples we see here. You can, of course, use this as like a food log or a meal planner. You can put your daily affirmations in here. You can use this place to reflect on your 7 types of rest. You can figure out if you want, if you say you have a big chore, you want to clean the whole house, but it seems overwhelming to do it in one go. Maybe just contain it zone by zone each day. So you're doing a little bit each day. You can also use this section to track your outfits. Maybe you want to plan out your outfits for the week. So that's a great way to do it. And then you could also use a section for like a nightly reflection. I like to sometimes use a section to just do like a 1 or 2 sentence summary of how I'm feeling at the end of the day, because that's when I like to journal. So that's a good way to do it. You can also use this section as an appointment tracker. Maybe you have a lot going on. So making sure that it's front and center. If you look at your journal a lot and putting your appointments there, is also a great option as well. So I'll give you all some time to fill out your meal plan, and then we'll go over the mind body health plan and the shopping list next. All right. We will now move on to the Mind Body Health Plan. So basically, we will just kind of walk through different ways to kind of set this up. I love to put my workouts on this section so that I have kind of a workout plan for the week. But people use it all different ways, and I love how creative people get with the Mind Body Health Plan. So for this section, and I feel like it's so I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a good place to remember, okay, what can I do to fill up my cup? I think oftentimes we, Kelly, what are workouts? I know it's hard to be motivated, but I feel like sometimes we think about we go through our day to day, especially, I feel like we just kind of get drained a lot because there's just so much to do. So kind of looking back and thinking about, okay, what's kind of like a little treat that we have I like to think of it as like, okay, what's our treat for the day? And kind of mapping out what those little treats are. And it doesn't have to be an actual treat, but it's something that is kind of a self-care ritual. So think about, all right, is it going to be maybe brewing yourself a cup of tea at the end of the evening? Or is it lighting a candle? Is it kind of taking an extra long shower to just like really sit in that warm water? Is it going to kind of a sauna or a hot tub or getting a massage? Or is it painting your nails or getting your nails done? Thinking about kind of what those little treats are to help you get through your week. So, chocolate, like everything, a little sweet treat, whatever it may be, think about kind of what that is. So, you can take it in very different directions. I love these examples here. I love this example at the upper left, where they kind of have a little cute alliteration going for each day. So, a motivation Monday, a Talk It Out Tuesday, a Walking Wednesday, a Thoughtful Thursday, a Frustration Free Friday, a Sassy Saturday, and a Self Care Sunday, and a Silk and Sonder journal setup, which is what we're doing. So I absolutely love that Mind Body Health Plan. Honestly, I feel like I might take inspiration from that. I think it's such a good way to kind of make sure you're hitting all the different areas of your self-care plan. So there's definitely fun ways to set this up. So I will give you all some time to set up your Mind Body Health Plan. And I'll keep these examples up on the presentation, but I will also walk you through the shopping list. So again, shopping list, it's a blank box. So if you want to put your grocery list here, if you have a, a trip that you have to buy things for and you want to put your shopping things that you need to get, go ahead and use that section for that if you'd like. But you're welcome to repurpose this section. It's really a blank box. So here are some ideas. You can turn it into a bingo. You can turn it into what you want to focus on, your intentions. Maybe you want to put a quote in here. Maybe you want to put like a quote sticker. That's always fun. Maybe you want to kind of have a chore chart or a calm scale. Maybe you want to kind of make sure you're seeing your progress in whatever way you want to track your progress. So there's a lot of different ways that you can set this shopping list up. So I love kind of all the ways you repurpose the section. I feel like I change it every single week. I almost never use it for a shopping list. So I always change it up week to week. But these are a few examples. Feel free to drop in the chat how you use this section. And yeah, so I'll give you all some time to fill out your Mind Body Health Plan as well as your shopping list. And then we'll regroup together for the I Am Loving section. All right. I just wanted to pop in, and hopefully you have set up your mind body health plan. Hopefully you've been inspired for your shopping list section, or you wrote down what you need for the week. And I think about kind of this hour just flies by so fast, and I absolutely love the chatter and the in these socials just because I feel like it's such a fun way to get inspiration from one another. I feel like a part of the journal is really like productivity, but also making sure we're kind of working towards our goals. And I feel like having this hour and dedicating this time is such a great way to kind of put that investment in yourself and making sure you feel prepared for the week and organized. So, thank you all so, so much for your time. I absolutely love this group. I love a good weekly setup. It's been a long time since I've done one and I miss it. So, I hope I'm on the calendar soon. So, thank you all so, so much for spending this hour with me. And I want to we have one last box on this page. So, before we say goodbye, think about kind of what you're loving. We started off with our rosebud thorn, but we've now kind of completed our weekly setup. So think about kind of what you are loving in your life. Try to think about what that is. It could be from this past week, it could be something from today, it could be something from this hour. Think about kind of what that is in your life and write it down. And think about kind of always remember that even though we go through tough times and we, again, like we face challenges unexpectedly, or we get stressed by kind of, things that are on our plate, just remember to take a step back and remember kind of what you are loving, what you're grateful for, what's going well, and really kind of make sure that you remember that, some things are going well. So just remember to always turn to that and have some gratitude and remember that things are going to be okay. So, thank you all so, so much for spending this time with me. As you saw, all of those examples are from you guys. So, please share your weekly planner if you feel comfortable. There's a section in the Silk and Sonder app where you can kind of go to the journal inspiration section and pop in your examples there. So, please share with us. And then also, this is a link to my playlist if you like the music. If you feel like you want some instrumental music, I have a ton of instrumental music in there. So go ahead and just open up that Spotify playlist, and then you should be all set. And then also, you can see Maya has already popped in the YouTube link. So that's in the chat. Just remember, we have a referral program going on. So if you love Silicon Sonder and somebody in your life would also like it as well, make sure to take advantage of that referral program. If you're not on an annual subscription, make sure to check that out. You could be saving a ton of money. So if you haven't already signed up for the annual, think about if it's working for you. If you really like the journals, it's really helping you. Go ahead and check that out as well. And then also we have our feedback survey. So if you have like any thoughts or ideas, go ahead and fill that out. We always look at that feedback and we want to make sure we tailor this programming for you because it's just for the community. It's for nobody else, it's for us. So let us know what you want to see. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so, so much for spending this hour with me and Maya. We had a great time. And I will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your week.